friends, it's Monday Morning Connection. So who are you? Well, a lot of times when I get asked that, my response is, well, I'm a child of God. And I was reading something with Max Lucado because I have his devotion I do every morning. And this really caught me. I had to read it several times. It says, you are God's child. We really are his children. As a result, if something is important to you, then it's important to him. So I had to read that several times. Just kind of get that to sink in. So I'm struggling right now lately because of something that I feel like God doesn't maybe really understand who I am or what my likes or what makes me happy or how I can flourish. And it's one of those things where, he created our likes and dislikes. So, do we like more of the ocean? Do we like more of the mountains? Do we are more introverted? Are we more extroverted? And so, if God gave us our talents and our likes and our dislikes, you would think that he would use those in our life to help us flourish and help others and things like that. But there's also a flip side. When we struggle and go through hard times, we become more resilient. We become more capable. We learn about who we are more and who he is and our relationship and, kind of like our view and perspective of the world and what he created and what his plan is for this world and why things happen. And so I was thinking about, what is a child? A child is usually very trusting, and so, so whether it's good times or bad times, he wants us to surrender, to be trusting, to kind of just, be calm. I remember as a kid, everybody always said, let go and let God. And I think I heard that a lot. So it must be kind of something I have a recurring theme here. But let go and let God and let him direct your paths. He says, I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and give you peace. And sometimes we're like, okay, when? How is that going to come about sometimes? And sometimes, yeah, it is. And so we can reflect on the times that it has been good and we've been able to see his leading in our life. And I think that's really important to, in some ways journal about that. So you can see and look back on, hey, how has he led me in the past? Because that really helps. It's interesting. I hadn't thought of this until literally just now. I had a journal once where I would, and I still have it, I just haven't done it in a long time, so that's convicting me to do it more. But I used to write in it what my prayers were for, but before I wrote what my prayers, I would go back and write the answers. Okay, how can I say that? In other words, I would read what my prayers were before and then see how many of those had been answered. So then when I wrote my prayers this time, it's like I had more confidence than knowing that they would come about and see how he's led in my life. Because we forget, we're humans. We forget, what we do all the time, sometimes every day. So anyway, I'm convicted. I'm going to get that journal out and look at that and start doing that. Anyway, off track. So we need to have faith that he has our best interest at heart. And like I said, his thing that says, if it's important to you, then it's important to him. So I'm Jody Kilgrove, and I help women in their 30s, 40s, and 50s to discover, what is that root cause with their health issue and what's going on. And we do that by clearing the toxins that are impacting you, the pathogens that are blocking you, and traumas. You think about, these kind of some beliefs sometimes are like traumas or their way of thinking that's stuck in a certain rut. And so we work on trying to get that rut taken out and get you out of that rut. And that's called neuroplasticity. So it's a big word, but that's what it is. We're trying to get those ingrained beliefs, thoughts, behaviors to shift so they're no longer, you're stuck. And so then that way you can finally get answers about your health issues, get clarity on what to do, have energy to be able to do it. So then you can live in peace, knowing you're headed in the right direction, getting back the health you want that God originally gave you, that you so richly deserve. So I hope you do join my Facebook group, which is Holistic Health for Christians, and it's Tapping Toxins and Trauma. So look forward to having you there and learn more about kind of these things that help us get out of our way of thinking and out of our beliefs so that we can move on. All right, blessings. Have a great rest of the week.